Hello, salutations, what it do? It's the Dr. Gamer, all father do-rag gang. You know the vibes, like and subscribe. Let's get it. Good morning, everybody. How you all doing on this fine day? What's up, Constable Moo? What's up, Brian? Good morning, Gamer Morrow. What's up, Savage Clown? King Greek, what it do? Aqua, my second favorite moderator. What's up, Divine Shine? This Nightbot proving once again why it is the superior moderator. Big shout out to today's sponsor of usual, Fan Dominion. Check them out for some awesome nerd merch. They pretty much have everything: Marvel, DC, anime, everything. Use code SADOT for 10% off. Make sure, of course, you subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button or all your resources will be deleted again. I would not personally take that risk, but you do you. What's up, Wyatt? What's up, Philly Otaku? Just Nocturno, what's up? What's up? Lucky Ray Gun, what it do? That boy dude 2001, what's up? Am I talking about? Yep, I'm gonna cover all that. So got another awesome show as well. What's up, Casual Avenger? Hello, fellow beta tester. Oh wait, I should probably do the voice as well. Hello, beta testers. What's up, everybody? So today, another awesome edition of Super News. I'm going to be covering the Wonder Woman game, the awesome new Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League gameplay, as well as all the nonsense going on with Marvel's Avengers, including the 2022 roadmap, when you should expect it to come out, and what you can expect to see on it. And we'll also get into the AMA they had yesterday on Reddit, which was a disaster as expected, as well as the rumors that they are currently banning players. What's up, Cosmic Clutch? What's up, Wavy? How you guys doing? Definitely check out Casual Avengers content. He's really good. He also covers Marvel's Avengers, if that is what you're interested in. What's up, Damone Hogan? Man's Not Hot Dog, what it do? You want to check out Casual Avengers content, use exclamation mark casual. And if you want to support the channel with some awesome merch, use exclamation mark merch. You dare, Aqua's daring in the Venom. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Well, yeah, we're going to get into all that, because obviously that would be a very bad look. Marvel's Avengers does not have enough players to be banning, but definitely would be bad for other reasons as well. What's the backlash they got from AMA? Let's say people weren't very impressed to basically be told, soon, we're looking into it, and we have nothing to announce at this time. All right, let's see. Everyone had a chance to come in. So first off, we're gonna start off with this. We're gonna start off with the Wonder Woman story. I'll go over everything, and then we'll break out into the discussions after I'm done going over the stories. So, first bit of news, if you watch my stream or just watch the Game Awards yourself, you know that Wonder Woman was revealed. It was a surprise. I did not see that in any of the leaks, and I personally lost my mind. I was freaking screaming. I was so excited. It is in fact a thing. Wonder Woman is coming. Monolith Productions, the studio responsible for Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and its sequel, is working on a new game in the Wonder Woman franchise. It features an original storyline where players will become Diana of Themyscira in the fight to unite her Amazon family and the humans from the modern world, according to Monolith. Publisher is the Warner Brothers Games, and they showed, of course, a teaser at the Game Awards. They are calling it a new third-person open-world action-adventure game, which is awesome. I was literally just talking about how I wanted a game like that for Wonder Woman, and I was wondering why they hadn't made one as well. Wonder Woman will use the Nemesis system, allowing players to forge deep connections with both enemies and allies as they progress from a heroic fighter into a proven leader. The Shadow of Mordor games were very well received, and I am definitely looking forward to diving into this Wonder Woman game. We got a lot of great stuff if you're a superhero gamer or just a fan of superheroes in general. We also got some new Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League gameplay, finally. So far, we've only had cinematic trailers, but a little bit of bad news. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will not have any past-gen support, it looks like. The game is, of course, being brought to us by Warner Brothers and Rocksteady Studios, who are known for their Arkham games. They're also putting out Gotham Knights. Both games are supposed to come out sometime next year, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, when they showed off their trailer with the gameplay at the Game Awards, announced not only are they coming out in 2022, but it looks like it will only be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X/S. So if you are on a PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, it is very much possible that you will not be able to play this game. You will have to either get a PC that can support it, or you'll have to get a next gen, or you have to get a now current gen console, PS5 or Series X, and hopefully they'll be more readily available next year when this game actually comes out. Personally, I feel for the people that still have their PS4s and Xbox Ones, but I think it's much better for the game itself, because if it's not tied down to past gen technology, they won't have to worry about scaling anything down. They can just make it look really good and perform the best that it can be and just go crazy. And boy, did they. I put together a little clip here. This is just all the gameplay. I cut out the cinematic moments. This is pretty much just the gameplay. As you see, the environments are really big. The graphics look pretty nice. I mean, got the Arkham games already look really good, but this world looks, massive. The effects are really impressive. And what I really noted, and what people obviously noted, especially if you've been following Marvel's Avengers, is the traversal. Each character seems to have their own unique traversal options, and they all look really, really good. As you see, even Harley Quinn, even though she's a human character, has excellent traversal. Captain Boomerang appears that he will be a speedster. It looks really good. You see some of these look like cinematic takedowns as well. Look at that. That's Captain Boomerang at the end. He looks like he teleported there. He's got the slide. There's a King Shark. He's got it looks like he's got a super jump. He's going to be like the Bruiser or tank type character. This looks really good, and it's very, very likely they would not be able to do nearly this much if they were tied down to making it sure it works on PS4 and Xbox One. So hopefully that means the game launches in a great state. But so far, I'm loving what I see. We were wondering, how long it was going to take for this gameplay to come out. And we finally got it, and it looks amazing. Still don't know what kind of game this is going to be. Don't know if it's going to be like a just straight up co-op type of deal, or if it's going to be live service. There's currently a rumor that it's going to be a live service game that was going around on the Reddit game rumors site. But either way, this looks good. From what I'm seeing, it could very well be a live service type of game. I mean, they have the overarching story of the Suicide Squad trying to, free the Justice League. There's been an alien invasion. The Justice League are being mind controlled to be evil. And you see all these ads, these big environments. You can control 4 different characters. This looks to me like it could be like a straight up four player multiplayer online game. And I am absolutely here for it if that is the case. Now we can move on to Marvel's Avengers. Marvel's Avengers had a AMA yesterday. They went on Reddit and they answered some questions. Keyword being some. They did not ask a lot of questions. They did not answer a lot of questions. There were a lot that were provided. They picked which ones they wanted, and we got some useful information. So we have this one. If you guys are planning on revealing the new roadmap before the end of this year, and they responded, we'll have something early 2022. So before we thought that they'll probably get the roadmap out by the end of the year, but it looks like they're going to wait until after they get off vacation. So early 2022. Now, if you don't remember last year when they went on vacation, they basically had nothing, no content until towards the end of January. So that's about the earliest you would expect, maybe like the 3rd or 4th week of January. That's when I would expect they will reveal the roadmap, if they do it at all. Otherwise, it could be a little bit before that, but I think late January is probably when they're going to reveal the roadmap. As for what's on the new roadmap, well, we know that based on leaks, it's pretty much the worst kept secret in the gaming industry right now. The first hero of 2022 that is coming to Marvel's Avengers will, of course, be SheHulk. And they have at least 2 other heroes planned to come out that same year. You're going to have Winter Soldier as well as Captain Marvel closing everything out. Now, they did put in work on War Machine last year. They put a lot of work into his character model, his hero kit, which actually leaked. The character model actually did leak, but they seem to have put him on pause. So it's unclear if they abandoned him or they just set him aside because they had a bunch of stuff other stuff to work on. So it's possible that there's a 4th hero there with that being War Machine. Otherwise, it's going to be She-Hulk, then Bucky, then Captain Marvel. Currently, there are no heroes planned to come out beyond Captain Marvel. So anything beyond that is pure speculation because they have not made any firm plans or started any hard development beyond Captain Marvel. As for what else is planned to be on that new roadmap, who knows? Outside of what the heroes are going to be, the only thing we know for sure is that they're still working on patrol mode. That has not been delayed. When it comes to Marvel's Avengers and the amount of content they're going to provide, I'd say my best advice for you is to lower your expectations. Don't expect a lot. So 3 heroes, I think is a pretty safe bet here. And one major piece of content being patrol mode, which they have confirmed they're still working on. They're still aiming to have it out. The main thing holding up patrol mode is join in progress. Join in progress is a feature that has been heavily requested and is essential to this type of game, particularly Marvel's Avengers, because Marvel's Avengers has so many bugs, particularly related to multiplayer. People have been complaining about the raid because they keep disconnecting, and if you disconnect, that's pretty much it, depending on where in the raid you disconnect, and there's no way to join back in. Pretty much every game in the genre has join in progress. Marvel's Avengers launched without it, and nearly 2 years later, still doesn't have it, but they did confirm that it is still something they are working on. They confirmed that, I believe, in the Discord, but for some reason, when they were asked about it in the AMA, they had this to say: we don't have anything to announce regarding join in progress at right now, which I thought was a huge mistake, because we do know they're working on join in progress. All they had to announce is that they are working on join in progress, but they even said that they are tying it to patrol mode. All they had to say was, we are currently working on join in progress. We are aiming to have that connected to patrol mode and release that at the same time if possible. That is currently what they're planning to do. They want to have patrol mode and join in progress drop at the same time. But other than patrol mode, join in progress, and 3 new heroes, I don't know what else they have planned. It's unclear if they're going to have hero events like they did with Spider-Man. We know from leaks that Captain Marvel is going to have a bigger expansion, but they are open to the possibility of having hero events similar to Spider-Man based on feedback and obviously looking at the analytics. But I'd say definitely lower your expectations regardless. Yep. What's up, J Shock Blast? Yeah. They just want to keep expectations low. They did, which is definitely good, but I would say at the very least, they could have said they were working on join in progress, because we know they're working on join in progress. They told us they're working on join in progress. So I don't understand why they wouldn't just say they're working on it in the AMA. They don't have to make any grand promises. They want to overpromise, I understand, but just saying we have nothing to announce regarding join in progress makes it sound like they're not working on join in progress, despite the fact that this raid has really further driven the point home how essential join in progress is to the long-term health of this game. They also answered questions about loadouts, which a bunch of you are looking to have in the game. They said nothing more to announce about loadouts at this time. They did say that with War for Wakanda, they were changing the UI in part to prepare for loadouts. So they have the loadout infrastructure in place, but currently you don't have multiple loadouts, but it is something they are apparently still working on. And for people that were wondering about the units, of course, they are aware. They do have a fixed plan. They said they addressed this in the blog, which they did. Their plan is currently to reimburse players who lost their resources and units in the patch that they have scheduled to drop next week. Now, they didn't say specifically, if people were definitely getting exactly what they lost, or if they were getting some kind of compensation up to, just everyone gets a set amount as an apology. They said they promised to have more information soon. By that, since it's the weekend, that probably means when the patch actually goes live, they'll have patch notes talking about it. That's my guess. But if you lost units, there is a patch coming. You will get some units back. Don't know exactly how many though. And finally, if you're a Spider-Man fan and you're wondering why his web status does not work on bosses, if it's a bug or they did it on purpose. The answer is kind of both. This is currently by design. There are issues with how the webbing interacts with bosses and some of their behaviors. So for now, we're not planning on it work on bosses. So basically, while they were developing Spider-Man, they were running into some technical problems with making his web status work on bosses, similar to how it works on every other enemy in the game. And instead of, fixing it, they just said, well, we're just not going to have it work. We're just not going to have most of his kit work on bosses. So this is obviously a disappointing answer for a lot of people, because it makes it sound like they not only, they don't have really a lot of creativity in this regard, but also makes it sound like they're not planning on making this any sort of priority, which is unfortunate for Spider-Man mains and people who are matchmaking, because as you know, if you matchmake with a Spider-Man player and you're playing like an OLT, you're probably, a lot of people are just going to automatically just leave the strike team, because they're going to assume that the Spider-Man player is terrible and is not going to be able to do any damage against the super adaptoid, and they're just looking for the carry, which 99% of the time is the case. But they had an even worse answer. Someone once again brought up the whole issue with Spidey and his interaction with the bosses, and was wondering why can't it just slow them down like they do with the Exos. And the response was, I would say, not great. They said you can try using cryo to slow bosses down. It has a similar effect. So obviously what someone doesn't want to hear when they're complaining about Spider-Man not working in boss battles like it's supposed to, like every other hero in the game, you don't want to hear, oh, just use a different status effect instead. As if his entire kit is built around cryo. Well, no, it's not. That's not a real substitute for your entire heroic kit. So that's the news, and then now we can break out into the discussions about anything, really, anything that I covered today as well, in particular. Web status is unique to him. Should it really work on bosses? Yes, web status is unique to him. It works on every other enemy in the game. His entire kit was built around it. If they intended for his kit to be built around web status, it should work on every enemy, not just some. Otherwise, why build his kit around web status? Why intentionally make him substantially weaker than every other hero? Every other hero, their hero kits work on bosses, so of course his thing should work on bosses. An easy fix would have been to have his web status be work like the other status effects, in that it's a positive or a negative. So that way you could still have the web status apply. It just won't slow the bosses down at all, but you'll get all the other effects. But the fact that you can't get the debuff, you can't get anything associated with web status, makes most of his kit entirely useless. You have to see why that's a problem, right? Cream, how can I get a pattern without resetting the campaign? You can't. Theoretically, the Mega Hive has a chance at dropping patterns now. That's where you can allegedly get them. I personally have not gotten any drops, but they said that is where the patterns are. But a Winter Soldier, what outfits do you want for him? I'm not a huge fan of Winter Soldier, so I'm not particularly concerned about his cosmetics. I just really want him to, obviously function. I want him to have, some decent content accompanying him. I want his hero kit to work in boss fights. I feel like that's important. Obviously they should have his iconic comic book looks available in the marketplace. if they, you know, want to make some money, they'll probably have MCU skins as well. But I'm mainly concerned at this point of the character actually working and there being stuff to do when that character comes out. I'm back in the GTA Online after hearing that Franklin is returning. Oh, nice. I have not played GTA Online in a while. John Clock, happy Saturday. What's your list of anticipated 2022 games? All the big ones: Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights, Horizon Forbidden West. Those are my big ones. God of War Ragnarok. I'm planning on rocking out all those. Devs really said we have the most popular comic book character in our hands. Let's just make it useless. Basically, some of your heroics are useless against bosses. That's right. Last of Understanding, you got a purple pattern. Oh, nice. Yeah, so they said that it's going to drop from the Mega Hive. It has a chance. Apparently, it can drop from Last of Understanding as well. I have not gotten a single pattern drop since I did the update. You got a pattern for skin you already have? Sub Jay, if you could have any Avenger added to the game, who would you want? I'm sure you've been asked, but oh yeah. I really want a magic character. You know, I'm a big proponent of Doctor Strange. I think he would play very well in this game. He's a very cool character. He's another flyer. And he has so many spells and abilities from the comics as well as the films that they can draw from, that he could have a pretty unique kit that will have a lot of uses in a variety of different situations. I think he would be an awesome character. Scarlet Witch for similar reasons. But I just really like Doctor Strange. Did they say anything about Spider-Man's takedowns not giving health? Yes, that is in fact a bug. In the same post where they told someone to use cryo instead of, you know, Spider-Man's entire kit, they said they confirmed that they're going to be patching it so that Spider-Man can get health on takedowns in an upcoming patch. They didn't confirm that it would be next week's patch, but it is going to be in a patch. Be back in a bit. All right, Kareem. Winter Soldier is going to be a mix between Black Widow and Captain America. Hopefully they give us some new enemy types like Hydra. That would be awesome. Winter Soldier was going to be a villain. Is he going to be a playable character? Nope, he is going to be a playable character. You've been wanting Doctor Strange since day one. Same. I said this before. I'll say it again. Instead of Spider-Man, I think they should have announced a Doctor Strange DLC for everybody instead of taking that deal. You like that? You love Nova or Moon Knight? Moon Knight, for sure. Oh yeah, those would be very cool as well. I feel like Moon Knight is underutilized, so it would be cool to see him in the game. Can't wait for the dialogue between Doctor Strange and Spidey. That'd be awesome. I mean, you know, unfortunately, you won't get that if you're on Xbox. No PC. Yeah, Scarlet Witch. That would be cool. Nice. Dialogue we mentioned between characters. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed a lot of the dialogue on the elevator because, you know, I'm on PS5. But the stuff in the stuff they have in the outpost is really good. VB Savannah coming in strong with the 20. That is not cheap. Thank you, my friend. Glad to be here. Going to have a do-rag time. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my friend. Always supporting the channel. Love you for that, my brother. Do you think we get a Multiverse of Madness teaser with No Way Home? You're seeing it Thursday? Same. I got tickets for the Thursday showing. It would not surprise me. I think that would definitely be. I mean, I feel like all these events are setting up Multiverse of Madness. So at the very least, I'm expecting something in the mid-credit scene. They were Secret Avengers. Yep, and it works. So it works with the story. Iron Fist would be dope. Yeah, he'd be pretty cool. Another melee type of character, but he actually has superpower. That'd be interesting. Daredevil I'm less interested in because I feel like people were saying that Spider-Man would be like Black Widow, which I thought was stupid and it was proven to be stupid. Daredevil, on the other hand, I think he would be too much like Black Widow, you know. An agile melee fighter that uses batons. Obviously they would have to, you know, they could come up with some other cool stuff because, you know, his echolocation type of thing and all that. But personally, I want more characters with superpowers, less characters that are, you know, more grounded. Have y'all tried to get the devs on a roundtable podcast? Doom, I don't know. I can't speak for Doom. I know FKNA has devs on frequently to have a discussion. Nothing like the roundtable though that we have with Doom Killer. Nothing quite like that. I'm sure Doom Killer has reached out. I can assume that they probably declined, but you know, we'll see. Why you gotta go there? Hey, I'm just saying. Who do you think the new character will be when they put Asgard in the game? I do not think they're going to put Asgard in the game. I think there's a possibility that they'll do a Loki villain sector to kind of finish up Thor's iconic mission. Possibly. I don't think it's going to come with an Asgardian biome. I do not. Shang-Chi? Yeah, a comic Shang-Chi, that would be good in this game. Got your tickets for Wednesday in the UK. Nice. Quicksilver. They've said that Quicksilver, they don't know how to make him work from a technical standpoint because he's a speedster. I think that is part of the limitations of the Foundation engine. Would be my guess. What MCU outfits do you really want to see in Marvel's Avengers? Pretty much just Thor Ragnarok. First Avengers, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver would be dope. Not sure how they do Patreon. Yeah, I forget which dev was talking about it, but it's literally he was saying literally they couldn't think of doing it from like a technical perspective. But Scarlet Witch would be awesome. What's up, Kevin Lau? Thank you for stopping by. How you doing? Think Loki would be raid level? He should be, but I think they're going to make it more like a Monica Scientist Supreme type of thing rather than an actual raid, because I don't think Loki is tied to the story. Ultron is the big villain they've been teasing throughout the campaign. It's basically the Kree and Ultron are the two big ones. They obviously been teasing Ultron, you know, with the transformation of Roy. And the Kree, of course, are the overarching villains. All this time travel stuff, all of it is to stop the world from being destroyed by a Kree invasion. So I'm not expecting Loki to be a raid type of character. If they were doing a raid, since their raids seem to be narrative focused, it would probably be an Ultron raid if they did it at all. Or something related to the Kree. You wish Idols Montreal. Isn't it funny how that works? So Idols Montreal helped out with a little bit of the development on Avengers, but yeah, it's weird. It's where people are clamoring for Idols Montreal because of how good they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, but who knows if they would have done any better. I mean, obviously they would have done a lot better from, you know, a narrative perspective, and even though the Avengers narrative isn't bad at all, but the cosmetics would definitely be a lot better. Otherwise, we don't know how much better it would function if they had to do a live service multiplayer game. You really do need a studio that's like, you know, really familiar and comfortable with that genre. Will we fight MODOK again? We're supposed to, but seems like that was delayed. So when SheHulk is coming this year, in what month? In January, maybe along. Spider-Man has already been out, but he came out on the 30th of November. SheHulk is definitely not coming out in January because they haven't revealed the new roadmap. So the roadmap is supposed to be revealed in early 2022. They're going to be on vacation starting in a few weeks. And last time their winter vacation ran through near the end of January. So if they do a reveal, if they reveal the roadmap at the end of January, then we can probably expect She-Hulk to come out in March. They're going to give a reimbursement, then go on vacation, leaving us disappointed. Yeah, so my official prediction was that we would get like 50,000 units and a nameplate. We'll see how that pans out. You want a Thanos villain sector? Okay. On the same concept and game type of live action looter. They also don't have that experience. Yeah, I'm not on the Idols Montreal. Would definitely make a better live service game. You know, in some aspects, yeah, it could be better, but it's still a live service game. There's a lot that goes into it. She-Hulk might come in February. I have very, very big doubts about that. It's possible. It's possible. If she's a hero event instead of which I think is possible, then maybe you can say the end of, like, literally the end of February, like going into January, but I'm expecting like March. Did I see the supposed Thor Love and Thunder poster? Is there a supposed Love and Thunder poster? I saw something about the soundtrack. I did not see the Thor Love and Thunder. Is it spicy? Someone make a fan poster? Oh, from Chris Hemsworth, Thor teases low budget Thor Love and Thunder poster. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the movies I'm a little skeptical about in the MCU. Oh, this is a different one. That looks pretty lit. Thank you, J Shot Blast. Did they make a crossover game between Marvels and Watchdog 2? Could they? In theory, like, in that, could aliens invade tomorrow? They could. Are the chances, remotely plausible? No, I do not think so. But games crossing over could be a cool thing. This looks pretty good. I'm not sure how good the movie's going to be, but that looks neat. It's very good artwork. They need to give us a new range character, not another melee, unless they buff melee when She-Hulk arrives. Yeah, so I don't know how much Miller knows, but he said something on Doom's podcast about She-Hulk's hero kit and how it uniquely involves the other members of your team. What's up, Deeper Depths? I don't know exactly what he meant or how much he knows about the kit, but that's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. I mean, if melee isn't concerned, I mean, Hawk is one of the exceptions to melee is not good in this game. Hawk is one of, if not arguably the best melee character, probably actually the best melee character in the game. So I would imagine, you know, SheHulk would be very good even with the current limitations on melee, but we'll have to see. I think SheHulk might be the first hero that drops that was not worked on by Vince Napoli, from what I'm understanding. So it'll be interesting to see how her kit ends up looking. You love a superhero villain game? I would too. Like I was watching Super Crooks on Netflix, and it's such a good show. Like I love the villain side of some when they're well made. Like I really enjoy villains. I think that would be interesting to get that perspective and access to those abilities. What do you think this patch this week will do for the game? It's supposed to address some of the bugs with the raid, as well as reimburse players who lost their resources in units. Yeah, they could probably be a game for that. Probably work for characters like Luke Cage and Daredevil. They got Young Thor in the upper right. Yep. You see Valkyrie. There's a Jane Thor. Well, Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man MCU in No Way Home. As far as I know, Downey Jr. is not going to be in the MCU anymore. If he is, it'll be, you know, voice work. The next Iron Man, he's basically going to be replaced by Riri Williams in the MCU. She's going to be coming in as Ironheart. Maybe they use Downey as like an AI voice, but I mean, he's dead, but maybe they do a flashback in No Way Home, but I'm not expecting him to actually be in it. All the multiverse stuff with the characters coming through seem to basically be limited, from what I see, to the Sony Spider-Man universe. Did anything useful come out of the AMA? Define useful. It's useful to know that Spider-Man's web status not working on bosses was both a bug and intentional, but not a lot of very useful information. They did not answer a lot of questions. Did I hear about the rumored casting of Fantastic Four? I have been hearing a lot of potential casting. Obviously, the fan casting was basically John Krasinski, but I've seen some other reported castings. Still nothing confirmed, but we'll see. I really hope they don't mess this movie up. I do love the Fantastic Four. Says something about players getting banned. Oh yeah. Players getting banned. So, I don't know how accurate this is. I hope it's just a rumor based on some coincidences. But it might be a thing. Tony Bing brought this to our attention. Hearing rumors that players who have been able to gain power levels quicker than the weekly cap allows in Marvel's Avengers from changing internal clock on console/PC and replaying the OLT may be banned for doing this, given they have still had to run the content and are likely doing this due to the fact that the raid is next to unplayable. blocking legitimate power level gains. This seems incredibly tone deaf. If the game was working correctly, players wouldn't need to do this. The time gating is an artificial barrier, and the same amount of content still needs to be run to make progress. There's still no news on joining progress other than advising they have nothing to announce in recent AMA on Reddit, or when fixes are expected for the game-breaking bugs that prevent players from completing the raid. And legitimately raising power score. My advice to Marvel's Avengers: focus on fixing game-breaking bugs before you spend any time punishing the few players left playing your game who circumvent your artificial time gate as they work around to bugs you have caused. So this has been generating a little bit of discussion on the old Twitter. For those that didn't know, I was hinting about this on the live stream. The new cheese. I said I was not making a video. Tricks Ridiculous, aka Snitch Ridiculous, made a video about how to do this. I said I didn't want to do it, not just, to keep it on a low, but also I felt like this one was a little more and Crystal and I didn't want to potentially get on the radar of Crystal Dynamics, because I know they have people over there who aren't a fan of mine already because they don't like how critical of the game I can be. They would rather me just be toxically positive. But apparently there are rumors that this is a thing. I don't know. I can't confirm this. I don't personally know anyone that has been banned for doing this, but for those who don't know, it's basically a version of save scumming that's been done pretty much since the game has come out. People would usually alter the date and time on their console or PC so that they can skip through the challenge card and get everything done really fast. But it was discovered that you can do the same thing to actually, you could do a similar thing to actually just skip the time gating. So because of the way the new system works for power leveling up, the only way you can increase your power level towards the new cap is to play the Omega level threat and the raid, but you can only get gear that can raise your power level once per week per character. But if you do this exploit, you can essentially skip the time gating and play the OT in the raid as many times as you want and get those gear drops so you can eventually get to power level 160 on all your characters faster than you would be if you waited each week for that one character. Obviously, you just got Spider-Man to 150. Now what? What do you want to do now? Do you want to? What is your goal in the game? Are you trying to play? Are you trying to play end game activities like the Omega level threat and the raid? What are you trying to do? You need Doom in the MCU ASAP. A good Doom, that'd be good. And you Crystal out. You dare? Now you stack precision and spam web shot. Have fun. Pew pew pew. Watch them fix this workaround. I don't think they can. The mechanics of this particular exploit, I don't think they're able to do it. I don't think they can actually fix this in a patch. They could, I mean, the only thing I think they could do is ban people if they think they're exploiting. But I don't see how, from a technical standpoint, they could do anything about this. The players get banned for wanting to get to 160, not hackers who have like 9 million valor. That is correct. That would be another reason why this would be a bad look. Now, the hackers, that in my opinion would be a legitimate reason to ban, because they're actually modifying the game. They are manually modifying the game so that all their stats go way beyond what they're meant to. So they can instantly make themselves champion level 375. They can make themselves power level 175. They can boost their melee rating to, 100,000 and just beat every enemy with one punch. Though that's in my opinion a violation of the user agreement. I mean, I think that's literally a violation of the user agreement, and players can and have, I think, possibly even banned for that. If you're caught, you can definitely be banned for that, because that is a violation. But just changing the date and time on your console or PC so that you can skip time gating, I don't think that's bannable. And if they are doing that, then this game is in a lot more trouble than I thought. And I currently think this game is in a lot of trouble, because you have content, very little content in your game, and pretty much all of it except Last Avenger Standing is artificially time gated to prevent people from playing your game. And on top of that, you have the raid, which came out and is so full of bugs that some people can't play it at all. And you even have High Ruler, who's pretty much so fed up with it that he's about to walk away from the game again. So you have people that are just like, okay, well, I can't increase my power level unless I play the Omega level threat or the raid, unlike I could before the update. And the raid is basically unplayable, so I can basically just do the OLT, but then I have to wait a week just to get it on my character. So they're doing this to remove the time gating. They're still playing the content. They're not skipping the content. They have to actually play it and complete it and get the right drops. So they're just doing that to get the 160 so they can unlock the elite raid. So if you're banning players for that, I think that is a terrible look and could combine with the patch next week to create just a massive firestorm leading into their holiday break. Because personally, I don't think they're going to give people back their units. I think they're going to give them back a set amount up to, I think they're going to give them 50K. I don't think they're going to be able to reverse what was lost. And I think and if they're also banning people for this, it's going to be a really rough one. Players make a game playable. Hopefully this gets them to answer by the time it gets stuff. That's one of the questions that I was providing in the chat. I think someone actually asked them about it. They will not give any straight answers on why they time gate stuff. What's up, Black King? There's so much offline exploits. Yes, people were using the offline trick back when they removed earnable cosmetics from the game because of their rework. People would use the offline trick to access the Chastity gear, the Chastity cosmetic vendor. How do you remove time gating from OT? Read this the post I have up on the screen right now is what Tony Bing said about potentially being banned. I just kind of walked through the basics, but if you read the tweet, you can pretty much figure out exactly how to do it. But like I said, I wasn't trying to advertise this one because I thought there was a possibility that they might get, weird. Nah, thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you. You just want to see them before they pull the plug. Same, my friend. I'm actually looking forward to that. It's so annoying that they're punishing the players instead of fixing the game. They start banning. You're going to be, yeah, it's a bad look. Yeah, like Tony said, you don't have that many players left. A lot of players have left because there's not a lot of content to do anything with. There's, like I said, a new hero comes in the game, you play their stuff for a couple hours, and then you bounce because there's no content, and all the other content there is time gated. So now on top of that, you potentially are banning players who are just trying to play your content because you keep time gating everything. Like, come on, man. Can't wait to see how people making videos about Avengers banning players. Oh, you already know it's in there. Those videos are in the works. soon as Tony sent this tweet out, the Avenger hater economy is already churning. That section of the community is rubbing their hands together like Birdman. What's up, Mr. J? You missed me going over Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad gameplay, and we've just been talking about Marvel's Avengers. You probably already know the Wonder Woman game is a thing. Suicide Squad gameplay was revealed, and it looks like it's not going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. Roadmap is coming out early 2022. Right now, we're talking about this rumor that players are getting banned because as you see, they've been using a pretty old trick of going offline and changing your internal clock on your system. They're using it to get around the time gating so that they can play the OLT as many times as they want and get new gear so that they can upgrade to 160. You can't get banned for doing something offline. I mean, if the rumors are true, people are getting banned. And that is a terrible look. They do that, a lot of people are going to quit the game. Yeah, yeah, especially. Oh, it could be really bad if they're actually banning people, and on top of that, people don't get their units back next week. You matched made with a Thor that was champion 375 and power level 175. Now those are the real cheaters. There were people as literally the day champion levels were introduced into the game, somebody was already at champion level 375. Those are the hackers. Those people actually are hacking the game and altering their character that way. They should be banned, if anybody. But the fact that if they're not getting banned, but people that are just trying to bypass the time gating, which shouldn't really be a thing in the first place, are getting banned instead, that's a terrible look. How can you get something how can you get banned for doing something offline? Apparently, if you play Marvel's Avengers. Nah, at this point, forget the events, patrol mode. You just want heroes, villains, and story, because every time they try to add features, by that you mean it breaks. Yeah, Cheats have been playing this game since day one. Champion 375, never been suspended. You know, actually came to Spider-Man, level him up, and then stop because you can't bring him in boss battles, so you're back to playing something else. Yeah, that's unfortunately it, because he didn't, unlike other heroes, there was no real story. You know, 18-step mission chain with one cutscene is not a story. So if you were leveling him up, it was pretty fun, but once you realize, oh, most of my hero kit doesn't work in boss battles, that sucks. Well, I guess I'm out. They mean to tell me they released a raid that's so buggy it's almost unplayable. Released a fan favorite character that's unplayable. I'm high end content, and then you take player materials. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, all of that happened on the same day. Yeah, yes. If you downloaded the patch on the 30th, you got Spider-Man, but you got your resources and your units wiped, and the raid was pretty much unplayable. And he's very playable, but in boss encounters, he is a massive liability unless you build him basically as a ranged character who relies on the drone, which is what I'm currently using. Their fault for having glitches and having time gating. It is. So if you put a lot of time into the game, you get banned. That is correct. You get your Thor hack too. I don't recommend hacking, but if you wanna use this method to circumvent the time gating and just play the OLT, you're free to do that. That is up to you. How do they bungle an IP like this? I'm still amazed. You doubt they're banning people? I don't even think they have the capability to do so within their systems. That is incorrect. They actually have banned people. The one person I know for a fact that was banned is Miller. Miller, for those who don't know, a big part of the Marvel's Avengers community, very famous for providing leaks. Starting last year, he did some data mining. He was banned from the game for, I believe, 10 days, 7 or 10 days, because there was a glitch where it was related to the Mega Hive. I don't know how to do the glitch, but if you did the glitch, you were temporarily able to wear cosmetic items that were not yet available in the marketplace. So that's how people knew MCU skins were coming, because you could use this glitch to temporarily wear some of those skins, like in-game Captain America, in-game Hawkeye, in-game Hulk. So Miller was showing that on stream, and he actually got banned. And now they don't do it often because they didn't even have the infrastructure. Like when he tried to play the game, and it looked like he just wasn't able to connect with the servers. But he asked for clarification from employees that follow his stream, and he ended up getting an email from Square Enix confirming he had been temporarily banned. So they do ban people. They can ban people if they so choose. I'm just not sure if they're doing it in this particular instance. If they keep this up, the game will fail. You're not wrong. Reminds you of the anthem. So what's the news from them? And what do you mean, Memento? They need to stop punishing people for their own mistakes. Yes, sir. You remember that glitch you made a video? I did. Punishing people for changing your own time mechanic is hilarious. Time gating, yeah, that is pretty crazy. Suicide Squad Kill Justice League might be better than Avengers. I mean, all we have is the gameplay trailer, but just based on the gameplay that they did show, we know for a fact that the traversal is better in Suicide Squad Kill Justice League for every character by a lot. And it definitely looks like they have better looking. We only saw the one environment, but it looked pretty nice. But we don't know anything. We don't know what type of game it is. We don't know how many different environments, but just going off the traversal, Suicide Squad destroys Avengers, hands down. She's just getting a 160 with your hero. You're done not doing the elite raid. They fixed the raid. Sure. If we have any news regarding them fixing the raid, they had a AMA. I don't know if you missed my stream yesterday. They did an AMA on Reddit instead of the usual dev stream on Twitch. I covered that. I was covering some of the big things they talked about. They didn't really answer, as usual. They didn't answer a lot of questions. At least not the good. Overall, they didn't answer a lot of questions, but they didn't answer any of the real tough ones. They answered some questions that had already been answered in the blog, which is that the roadmap is coming out early 2022, and people who lost their units and resources will be reimbursed next week in a new patch. They're also going to be working on fixes to the raid, even through their vacation. We don't know exactly what they're going to fix next week. CD is the Toon Squad of superhero IPs. Basically, they're saying I can't change the time on your own PlayStation. If they are actually banning people, then yes, that's what they're saying. You cannot change the date and time on your PlayStation in such a way that it allows you to bypass the time gating. Spider-Man webs don't work in boss fights. Yep, that's another one. They confirmed Spider-Man's webs don't work in boss fights because they didn't know how to make his webs interact with bosses without there being bugs. So they decided to just not have them work at all. Use cryo instead. That's what they said. Everything Avengers did wrong, Suicide Squad did right. You love Rocksteady? Yeah. Now, again, we don't know for a fact if Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will be better, apart from the traversal. But based on the history of Rocksteady, it's a pretty safe bet. Not gonna lie, the Wonder Woman game just from teaser looks great. So the character model looks great, but it's from the same studio that made the Shadow of Mordor game. So I think the game is going to be amazing. Good morning, Joe. Based on being banned for using a time game that's been in the game since day one. That is the rumor. I hope it's not true. If anyone has been banned for using this, or if you know somebody that has been banned for doing this, let me know either in the chat right now, send me a DM on Twitter. You can I'm on Twitter at Sadat the Gamer. Send me a DM. Let me know. Send me proof. I would love a confirmation if this is a thing. What? I'm done. Really? They just left his webs? Just yes, they did. If Kill Justice League is gassed to any degree, this game is getting dropped. I was straight up telling people if Suicide Squad Kill Justice League is looking that good, you know, right now I'm definitely looking to be a Captain Boomerang main, but Deadshot also looks incredible. Definitely want to try out all of them though. If it's a live service game on top of it, oh boy. If you're banned, the entire Discord will know. Oh yeah, we'll keep that. We'll keep that. Hope they don't ban you, but yeah, we'll definitely know then. You missed the Wonder Woman trailer. It was more like a teaser. They didn't show actual gameplay. They just showed off Diana. Wasn't anything. The Suicide Squad was more substantial. Experience was so scared that Spider-Man would cause bug. Suicide Squad open world is enormous. The traversal looks like so much fun. They'll look completely different in gameplay. Pre-order day one. Oh yeah. So Rocksteady is on the short list of studios that I will pre-order just on site. If they got a game coming out, you know, Rocksteady, Insomniac, and Sucker Punch. That's currently the full list. If I see they're putting together a game, then that's just off rip. That's a pre-order immediately when it's available. You're a main Harley for sure. I'll definitely play some Harley, but I want to get some cosmetics for her first. I don't like the base look for Harley in this game. I thought the base look for Harley was a lot better in the Arkham games. The one they have for Suicide Squad, I don't like it at all. But if they give us some new Harley skins, I will definitely give her a look. But Captain Boomerang looks a lot of fun to me. He's a speedster, so you already know. There's no way they will ban for changing time. This is Crystal Dynamics, my friend. Never say never. I didn't think it was possible that you could ship a patch where the IP address of the players who are playing it is exposed on the screen. I didn't think it was possible, but that is a thing that happened. Never doubt them when it comes to screwing up. Looks dangerous for CD. You feel like everyone sees it clear as day. Rocksteady, Sucker Punch, Insomniac, or Goated, sir. They shouldn't ban players. Just reset them to 150. They shouldn't do anything at all. I think they should just fix their game. We might get to play as General Zod and Reverse Flash in the Suicide Squad game. Yeah, so far we don't know if they're going to allow you to play with anybody else other than the main squad. The only rumor that I heard about the game was that it would be live service and that it would launch with a raid on Ra's al Ghul. But other than that, a lot of details aren't known about the game. You go on King Shark. King Shark looks very fun too. Surprisingly, there are people that believe Insomniac is the only company that should make Marvel games. Insomniac is awesome, and if it came down to it, if I needed any company to make a single player Marvel game, there was no one else I would trust other than Insomniac. That's for sure. I don't know if they need to make every Marvel game. I think we should definitely give Skydance's Marvel game a shot. The MMO from the same people that did DC Universe Online, that Marvel game could be good. We're eating good. We're eating good as superhero fans. If Suicide Squad is live service, hope Deathstroke and Reverse Flash are DLC characters. That would be amazing. If Deathstroke comes, he's going to be your main. Justin Wonder Woman will be Themyscira invasion story. You'll use their skills and abilities to recruit the defense force. Peacemaker, that'd be interesting. Day one raid. Imagine a day one raid, right? Should you pre-order Suicide Squad when it's available? I cannot say. I'm going to pre-order it when it's available because Rocksteady is on my short list of game companies to trust with a pre-order. So I will personally be pre-ordering it day one. Aren't Suicide Squad and Arkham games connected? That's true. Ra's al Ghul is supposed to be dead, which would be a wild return. I'm not sure. I know they're made from the same company, but I'm not sure if the stories are officially connected. Like Gotham Knights is coming out the same year, but obviously it's the story of that game is completely different from everything that's going on in Suicide Squad. Avengers hater. Oh gosh. But Avengers hater is here. Avengers hater is betraying his master. I saw Avengers hater on Twitter liking tweets going against Ktjl. For those that don't follow me on Twitter, and you should be following me on Twitter, Ktjl has officially blocked me. That's right. I am now blocked by both Ktjl and Clout Slave. Think Midnight Suns is going to be better than people think? I don't. I think it's going to be pretty much what you expect. Like, if you're into those type of strategy games, I think you're going to really enjoy it, most likely, assuming, it's not bad. But if you're not into that sort of game, then I don't see people doing it. If they're connected, why is Deadshot black all of a sudden? Exactly. Like I don't think it's connected. Harley Quinn looks different. Deadshot is black. They have the whole alien invasion thing popping off. Why can't Crystal Dynamics join forces with them? What, with Rocksteady? They're different companies. Crystal Dynamics is currently working on so their studio is split. They have some people working on Marvel's Avengers, and they have others working on other games. Suicide Squad takes place in Arkhamverse, but Gotham Knights doesn't. You're saying Arkham and Suicide Squad confirmed same universe. So completely different. Same universe, different time, different dimensions, different realities. Now people know who you truly are. I don't believe it for a second. They said on their Twitter that the Deadshot in Arkham City was a fake and this one killed him. Oh, okay. So they're just happening at completely different times. Will be the most out of left field, unexpected character for the Skydance game? Probably Ant-Man. That's one of the rumors. That is a weird explanation for the Deadshot thing. Where is Batman? That is a great question. What other characters are coming to Avengers? SheHulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel are the heroes planned for 2022. In the Suicide Squad game, barely you could see a Batman statue in the Justice League Hall. I also thought I saw a bat themed gadget in the gameplay. You bet Flash is literally the first boss of the game? He could be. You and Ktjl are still boys, but he's a hypocrite. I respect that integrity, Avengers hater. I can respect that. He is. Ant-Man should be a playable hero in this game just because he should. Batman is dead if you remember the end of Arkham Knight. Yeah, but I don't think he's actually dead. I think he's dead. Suicide Squad is after Arkham Knight from what you're gathering. So pretty much a loose sequel. Fair enough. So they have the stuff go down in Gotham Knights, and then there's an alien invasion, and everything goes to hell. Got it. What's wrong with him being black? Pretty sure he didn't say there's anything wrong with him being black. Just the rather glaring inconsistency that one version of Deadshot is white, but a game that's supposedly taking place in the exact same universe is black. So yeah, fair, definitely a fair question. Wasn't there a promo for Suicide Squad where Deadshot said he's a real Deadshot? I don't remember, but could be. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me either way. I don't care if they're connected or not. I just want to play the freaking game because I think it looks awesome. Who will be my main in Gotham Knights? I'm looking at either Red. I'm looking at probably like Robin. I love the teleporter aspect. So definitely I'm probably going to try out Robin first. Avengers hater added a Santa hat. Yep, he is festive. There was a leak recently saying that they were playing a game after night with Bruce training Damian as the next Batman. There was a whole bunch of concept art stuff. Oh yeah, I think I saw that leak. Did it get canceled or delayed? The whole fake Deadshot thing is dumb and doesn't make sense. Yeah, but they wanted more diversity in the Suicide Squad game. So they have to explain, if they're going to take place in the same universe, why one Deadshot is white and the other Deadshot is black. It's because, oh well, we kind of want to capitalize on what the movies did by portraying Deadshot, as black, since that seems to be, the more popular thing. They got canceled. They made Suicide Squad instead. If that's the case, then they made a good choice, from what I see so far. That was also the best version that you've seen anyway. Yeah. Even though Idris Elba technically wasn't playing Deadshot in the Suicide Squad movie, he basically was. He was basically Deadshot without, being Deadshot. He was Bloodsport, but also really Deadshot. He functionally played the exact same character. But I think he did a much better job than Will Smith. Yeah. I mean, it was a much better movie than the other one anyway. You want to play when Suicide Squad and Arkham comes out? Bet. I'm going to be working hard to make sure that I get a key so I can play both Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad early. I was already able to get one game from Warner Brothers early. I got Back 4 Blood early, so I'm hoping that Warner Brothers shows me some love when it comes to Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights, and the future Wonder Woman game, because I definitely will be playing those regardless. Would definitely be nice to get those early and free. We eating good these next couple years, yes sir. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Super News. This one was pretty fire. I had a lot of fun as always. Let me see. I'm planning on, I'm going to do a stream on Tuesday. I'm going to be promoting the new event that's going to be happening within the Marvel's Avengers community, not officially related to Crystal Dynamics. There might be a patch on Tuesday, so I'll be covering that if that's the case as well. But in a few hours, we have the weekly gaming session. So if you're a Discord member, let's hang out and play some Marvel's Avengers. If you want, we can do the OLT, not using any exploits, of course. I would never do such a thing. We're just playing the OLT just for fun because we love doing it, and we would never advance our power levels beyond what they already are. So don't ban anybody. Doom Killer HD, check him out. !Doom. He's having the weekly wrap up. I might call into that show tonight to give my thoughts on everything that happened. If you would like to potentially check me out later tonight on Doom show, !Doom. And if you want to become a member of Discord and support the channel at the same time, !join, I believe is the correct command. And that will allow you to become a member if you so choose. And there is a link to the private Discord in the community tab. That's all. I'm Stop the Gamer, signing out.